So when the cold fronts start to roll through in late fall and early winter, you might think the bass got lockjaw. But the truth is, they didn't stop biting. They've moved and they've hunkered down. When those temps drop, the bass love to get tight to things that hold heat. Hard bottom, wood, docks, marinas, rock, and wait to ambush prey. And that's when I like to break out one of the wildest Japanese rigs that I have ever seen. It is a drop shot that looks like a bait ball, and I can keep it in their face for as long as it takes. I've seen several new baits out of the JDM market, like the Hide Up Koiki fish. That's a ball that looks like it has bait fish attached to it. I've even seen one, I don't remember the name or who made it, but it looks like a cube with all kinds of night crawlers coming out of it. This is kind of a DIY version of that bait using the J Bros glider. So this is the J Bros glider. We're actually going to use this color right here. I think he made this specially for me, and he calls it Ghost Shad. If not, he makes this color and you fish clear water, you better go get some. But this is a 3-inch glider. Now he makes, I believe it's either a 5 or 6-inch glider too, which I have some. I did not bring them with me today. But if you have bigger bait fish, that is also a great way to fish this little rig that I'm about to show you. Now, he was actually the one, Larry, the owner of J Bros, that showed me this rig. So I'm not taking credit for coming up with it myself at all. I think it was Jackal or somebody kind of do something like this one time, and it was pretty neat. Now I've got a little twist that I throw into it that I'm going to share with you, but first let me show you some of the colors that he has. And for me, depending on what you have, if you have shad, you know, you're probably going to want to lean toward a shad color. If you've got panfish, you're going to want to lean toward those green pumpkins, watermelon reds, that sort of things, you know, your sun gills, that sort of stuff. And, you know, of course, if you're always around some sort of smallmouth, it never hurts to have some of the morning dawn. Like I said, if you primarily have panfish, watermelon red is a great color to use. Another great color, red bug. Green pumpkin purple is another great color for smallmouth, or if you've got panfish. And of course, my go-to in the clear water, Ghost Shad. Now my little tweak to this, if you want a little bit extra flash, is using the VMC treble spins. I like this because you get a little bit of flash inside all that. So we're gonna rig this up just like you would rig up a drop shot. I'm gonna rig this up with about 18 inches between this and my drop shot weight. So I'm going to come through the eye of the hook, about 18 inches right there, and then I'm going to go back through, and then so we're just going to tie our overhand knot. We're going to pass through the treble hook, and then we're just going to cinch it down. There you got a Palomar knot. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to take that tag in and we're going to pass it back through the eyelet. We're going to snap that knot through so that it's on the bottom side. And what that does is that helps that stand up. Last but not least, we're going to put our weight on. This is a teardrop. It's kind of what I go to mostly because we don't have a lot of grass. So a teardrop or a ball tends to be best for me. This is we're going a little bit heavy because we are fishing some deep clear water. So this is a 3/8 ounce, a little bit heavy. It's colder water. 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce. That's a good go-to. But for me, we're going with that 3/8 ounce from Angler Tungsten. So we're just going to pass the line through. Now, I know you can pull this up and it cinches in and holds it. But what I do is I go ahead and tie at least one overhand knot. I still tie them on because, you know, tungsten ain't cheap. And, you know, the good thing about Angler Tungsten is it is top-notch, good quality tungsten. So I don't want to cast this off. Go ahead and take my canine scissors, snip that off. Now let's put our gliders on. So what I do is I just come through the nose. These things are incredible drop shot weights all on their own, but I just come straight up just to where the tip is barely below the surface, and we put on 3 of them. And there you have your bait ball. You're not going to believe what this looks like underwater, but let's talk rod, reel, and line first. Geeks, I tell you this all the time, and again, for you geeks that are going to be upgrading your electronics, you need to go check out the Ionic lithium batteries. I've got my whole boat powered with it. It's a whole boat system. It is incredible. This is our 3rd winter. We've not had the first problem, and this boat does not sit in a heated garage, so it's cold where it's at. We have not had the first problem with the charger, with the batteries, and one of our favorite batteries is the 16 volt that we use to run our forward facing sonar. Now what's great about it is it's a compact size, so you can actually use it on a kayak or a tin boat. It actually fits in your rod locker, and it comes with its own charger. So go check it out. I got one of the best codes out there, Hank10 right here. Go check them out. So the rod, reel, line we're going to be using today, this is the Douglas Era. This is $100 retail, and I've got a 10% off discount code right here that you can go get this basically for free shipping or for 90 bucks. And these are an incredible series of rods. Again, you've seen me do everything from, you know, flipping with them. You've seen, it's my go-to jig rod. You see me catching bass on it the other day. This is their drop shot rod. This is their 6103 extra fast. So what that means is it's a 6'10" rod, really good for accuracy, really good for feel, really good for me because I fish a drop shot pretty deep a lot of times, and a lot of times even vertically for fishing it out there vertical. I've got that coupled with an Akuma ITX. This really is a great spinning reel. I've had it for years. You can see I've already wore out. I mean, this thing has seen a lot of action. Let me tell you, it's seen a lot of action. I've wore the grips out on it, but the reel itself has held up extremely well. And I've got that coupled with K9 braid. I've got it coupled with 10-pound test in the 9-strand, and then I've got 8-pound Pro 100 fluorocarbon. And by the way, I've got a 10% discount for K9 right here. Geeks, if you haven't seen their new silk braid, you need to go check it out. The stuff is incredible. It's their new JDM braid, and let me tell you, it is the longest casting braid I have ever used. So first off, let's talk about locations that you're going to be able to use this at. Now, this is a treble hook. Even though we have it slightly weedless, you're not going to want to throw this into a big bunch of brush piles, or probably not into a bunch of grass. But you can fish around it, and you should target those types of places. Fish the outside edges of those types of places, especially if you can find them on places like points, channel swings, steeper bluff walls. Great place to fish this bait during late fall and early winter. Something else that I like to do is make sure that I'm looking for a place, because you're mimicking shad or you're mimicking panfish, bluegill, that sort of thing. So make sure you're in an area where you're seeing some sort of bait fish action, because not all of them are going to be out there chasing. As a matter of fact, none of them are out there chasing the balls of shad out here in the middle of the lake right now. They're all up around the wood and in that rock that's been getting sun all day long. That is a big key for this right here. If you go out later in the day, this time of year when it starts getting cool, go out and fish those rocky banks that face west. because those banks are going to get most of the sun all day long. They're going to warm up, they're going to stay warm, they're going to hold bass come around that 3 o'clock time. Now, when it comes to retrieves, it's a drop shot. I like to put a little more movement into this because, again, it is, bait fish. So I will drop it down to make it look like they're feeding and bring it back up and shake it around and just shake it a little harder than I would a normal drop shot. I want that action of this bait to look like a small group of bait fish just kind of dying as they swim around. So keep that weight on the bottom, drag, and just shake up and down, up and down. That's really about it to this. All right. When it comes to hook set, great thing is it is a treble hook. When they get it, they got it. So you've got them. But remember, it is a treble hook. So you're going to want to play those fish because a treble hook, a lot of times, is going to come free a little easier. It's been a really tough day. We caught a small one today on this. The only bass we've caught all day long on anything. So I went ahead and boat hopped him. I would not recommend boat hopping on a drop shot, especially with light rod, light line. Either pull them up on the bank as best you can, or, get somebody with a net. Be careful thumb landing again. That is a treble hook, so it can get you pretty easy. All right, geeks, so make sure you go check out, I believe on J-Bro's YouTube channel, it's either his YouTube or his TikTok page. You can go check out the 6-inch version of this rig underwater in the test tank, and it's really amazing. So we downsized because it's fall right now, but definitely go check that out. And if you want to go check out this bait, because it's really, even on a single hook, this is an incredible little drop shot bait. If you want to go see more about that, we did a video on that last year or the year before, so a couple years ago. Make sure you go check that out right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. Be part of the 100% Watch Squad. Hey, we need your views right now. I don't know if the algorithm is hating us or it's hunting season, but we appreciate it, and you geeks rock.